Greetings, Mason Storm here. On today's episode, we're going to look at making ourselves a casserole. Now, this casserole is amazing. We're talking creamy, cheesy potatoes, meaty sausage. Oh, this is just fabulous. Let me show you how it's done. So I have a couple cloves of garlic, half an onion, cup and a half of cream here. That's just a starting point. Couple potatoes, some grated cheddar cheese, and sausage. I've got turkey sausage here from the local butcher. Good stuff. You can use whatever you want. You can use your wild game sausage, but your mileage will vary. So anyway, we're gonna slice up these potatoes. Now you could do this with the mandolin like you're making scalloped potatoes, but I'm just gonna do it with the knife here and just do some quick slicing. Although it's not quite small enough in the way that I would prefer. So I'm just going to slice them into slices, and then I'm going to cut my slices in half the other direction. And that gives me nice little potato slice chunk things that seems to work out really good at this recipe, because then the cheese can kind of stick to everything and hold it together in one congealed mass. And once our potatoes are all sliced up, we're going to slice up our onion and our garlic. So for the onion, just kind of doing a nice small dice size. Just going through really quick. You can probably use more onion than I got here. I just had half an onion in the fridge and it seemed to work out pretty good, but a little bit more onion I don't think would hurt it. And then I just kind of slice up the garlic in nice small pieces. And here we go. Got a different cutting board out, and we're gonna do up our meat now. I'm just gonna slice the sausage into smaller pieces. It might have been better to just run the knife down it stem to stern and extract the innards and just kind of use it as loose sausage, but it worked okay the way I did it. But I think next time that would be the way I will do it. And once our sausage is prepared, it's time to begin the combining process. So I just have my large bowl here, and I'm going to mix all my ingredients together. Now I like doing stuff this way. It helps with the placement and the pathing, as far as getting everything to kind of fit and be mixed well enough. And once everything's inside the bowl, we give it our quick little hand toss, make sure everything's all all over the place, and then we're good to put it into our vessel. And the great thing is that even though I have too much stuff, it's already pre-mixed, and then I can just put it in a different one as well. Could even cook a batch up and then empty out the pan and do it in the same one twice. Like, it's really quite flexible that way. And once we have our total coverage of stuff in our pans, I'm using 2 pans, and then we just simply fill her with cream, a little bit on the top. That way it doesn't dry out. We don't want to have dry, crackly potatoes. We want to have nice, soft, tender ones. And I'm going to be doing this in 2 stages. So I'm going to do a first cook and then a second cook. You probably don't have to do both. So once I show you the second time I put it in or whatever, then you can see what I do to that. So I'm just going to throw this in the oven, 300 degrees for about 40 minutes, an hour or so. And a little bit of salt on top and a bit of foil. The salt for seasoning and the foil will keep it from drying out, so that's always a good thing. And then we'll just let that kind of cook down. And once we're done doing our little first stage, we pull it out, check our potatoes, do the old-fashioned fork poke test like you would if you were making boiled potatoes or mashed potatoes. And if they're tender enough, fabulous. If not, we're going to be cooking them more. Well, we're going to be cooking them more regardless, because I want to have a little bit of a garnish on top. So what I'm going to do is use a little bit more grated cheese, some nutmeg, and some black pepper. That's all we're going to need for this. So now I'm going to turn up the temperature of the oven. I'm going to do it a little bit hotter this time. So instead of 300, maybe 375, 400 degrees. And I'm not going to have the foil on here because I want to get some color on the top of these potatoes. And I'm just going to cook them well, till they're properly tender and everything. And kind of the way I cook potatoes, probably another half hour or so. But you can probably do this entire stage at the beginning. Probably put your garnish on top, have the foil on there, cook her at 400 degrees, pop the foil off once it's getting close to done, and then you're good and you're all set. So, anyway, I thought this made a pretty darn tasty casserole, and I look forward to making it again. Maybe next time I'll spice it up a little bit with a little bit of cayenne pepper or something, just to have a little bit more definition, but as something that you can serve to anybody without offending anyone, unless of course your sausage is offensive. So be mindful of your sausage if it's offensive, and you're good to go. If you like my content, please like and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and until next time, stay awesome.